Hello, it's Tuesdays with Tiff. I am feeling so re-energized today. This week, actually, this whole week has just felt like really good and positive energy, like energy that's like moving forward. And if there's one thing I can say that Spirit and this journey has taught me is that inspiration is inconsistent and motivation is fleeting. And so, inspiration, you can't force inspiration, you can't plan it. You have to surrender and let it flow when it will. And the more you're in surrender state, in the flow, the more willing you are to accept and receive. So it's like you're opening the channels for inspiration so it can come more often. But again, it still has its own, like a mind of its own. And sometimes we'll get really frustrated in those periods of time and we aren't feeling inspired or we aren't feeling motivated. And I think the most important thing to remember is when those waves come, to jump in, just jump in and ride the wave. Let it teach you everything it wants to teach you in that moment, in that inspiration. Let it give you all the seeds of information you need to create whatever it is you're creating, and just enjoy it while it lasts, just like a rainbow. We can't force a rainbow, but when it comes, we can thoroughly enjoy it. So like inspiration, or that is the way inspiration works. So, enjoy it while it lasts and let it teach you whatever it needs to teach you, and then let it plant those seeds that it's there to plant. So let the inspiration fuel you, excite you, inspire you, give you visions of all these things like that you will be creating or get to create or be a part of. And then write it down, because we'll forget. Like, we think when we get inspired, it's so intense and so real that we're like, oh, I'll never forget this. But you do, because life goes on and you get new feelings and new sensations, and life is full of experience. So write it down, get really like comfortable with the inspiration, let it sink in, write it down, let it plant those seeds. And so then after the wave has left, you still have the seeds that it planted that you can still develop and you can still expand upon. And that way, in those moments, with the time in between the inspirations, you don't feel lost and you don't feel, what's the word, like, the way it feels to me is like sometimes I just feel like I'm floating and there's no movement. I just feel like I'm floating. But when I hold on to those seeds and I still continue to grow or expand upon those seeds, I still feel like I have substance or purpose or movement. But when I don't, and I'm only trying to live in the moment of inspiration, that's when we start feeling like we're failing in between the inspirations. We're like, we're like, just feeling uninspired is a weird place to feel, especially for people who are really passionate or really artistic. Those in-between moments can feel really, really weird, like you kind of feel lost. So if you hold on to those seeds of inspiration, write it down, paint a picture about it, whatever it is, do voice recordings or videos or whatever it is that helps you retain it the most, so that when the wave leaves, you can still expand upon that inspiration. You can continue to feel substance, you can still feel grounded, and you can still feel purpose. So that is my message for the day. I hope that touches your heart. I've missed you guys, and I'm also super excited about all these fun things that are coming and all the amazing, amazing, amazing people in my life who I get to call all my best friends. It's like every person in my life is just incredibly gifted and wonderful, and we're just really excited about a lot of fun events we're creating. So yeah, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm enjoying the inspirations while they last and the motivation, and anchoring in the seeds so I can continue to have momentum and movement and feel like I'm fulfilling purpose in between the inspirations. All right, I love you guys.